Welcome, Gwen, to this episode of Smarter Social. This show is all about how you can make more money on social media and get the best strategies from people that are actually walking the walk and doing it and getting the results in all different sorts of businesses. So I'm really excited to have Gwen on today. She's going to tell you a little bit about the results that she's got and what her kind of social media setup and strategy is like. So welcome to the show, Gwen.
Thanks, Emma.
Amazing. Right. So, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, your business, and what you do for everyone that's watching and
Sure. Sure, no problem. I am a content creator and I am a recipe creator and food blogger, food photographer. And I have a website, it's called The Sweet Thyme, where I share Mediterranean and mostly gluten-free recipes. And I have a lot of social media that goes on in promoting that and marketing my website.
fantastic. So, when did you start this incredible food blog?
I started it in 2019, pre-pandemic, and then I had one of my kids come home and graduate on the couch and spend about a year and a half home with me, and I couldn't create content. So I started it, I stopped it, and went back to it in probably late 2023, but I really ramped it up and was doing a lot more with it, yes, last year, like 2024. So relatively new, but yet there are probably close to 200 recipes on the site at this point.
Well, that's a lot. You must be cooking all the people.
All the time.
So, what was your main goal with your blog then? Was it to monetize through ads? Was it to get digital downloads, to make courses? What was the end goal that you saw the blog's direction going?
My end goal is really to monetize the blog first and foremost. And we're doing that through using Google Ads. And I will be selling ebooks and other products, meal plans, and other things as the year progresses. But right now, my main priority is just making sure that I'm really doing well with Google. And I have to be able to market that through using my social media channels.
Yes, yes. So the social media side of things obviously is to drive traffic to get more money from Google Ads then, I guess. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So what was your kind of social media strategy? Because there's so much that you can do to
Yeah.
drive traffic to your blog through social media. So where did
Yeah.
you start and what were your kind of like lessons at the beginning?
Wow. I always knew that I needed to drive through Facebook and Instagram, that I felt that the majority of the people who wanted my recipes were probably there, and as well on Pinterest. Things have been changing since I first started because now we're looking at video and I'm getting into video. One of probably my biggest goal this year, doing sharing reels on Instagram. I'm just starting to do that and having that also go into TikTok and probably doing YouTube Shorts. So that part is just beginning. But right now, I am trying to drive traffic through. I have been trying to drive traffic through doing static posts on both Facebook and Instagram, and of course, I'm big in Pinterest as well, which is another big driver for us.
So how do you manage all of these different platforms? So first of all, starting with the static posts, what was your kind of process when you first started social media and how has that evolved to where you're at now, driving traffic to your blog?
Yes. When I originally started working on this, let's say about a year and a half ago, I was using the Meta platforms and I was doing my posts there, and I knew that it wasn't sustainable. And I also knew that given that I needed to post and repost my content over and over and over in order to reach audiences, I needed to use some sort of a planner or a content planner to help me do that. And that's where SmarterQueue came in. I looked at probably 4 or 5 different platforms over a period of a month and a half and decided that SmarterQueue was the way to go. I had used SmarterQueue when it first came out when I was doing a different business, and I loved it. I knew it worked, and I knew it would work for me in this instance. So it became my go-to. It was very easy for me to just pick up and know what to do. And for me, having the evergreen buckets is probably the most important piece of what SmarterQueue does because I have buckets for every season. I have an evergreen bucket for every season, and I have a static post for every season type of bucket. So my content, depending on what it is, it almost always is going into an evergreen bucket, but there are some one-offs that go into just, let's say, a summer bucket. And then it also allows me to, when I create some sort of an opt-in or an ebook or something like that, I have another bucket for that as well. So my posts are constantly recycling, and I've created content that I've been using your AI generated social media piece of it as well. I love that because I can do one post, I can put in what the post is. Like I was working on marinated artichokes yesterday, and I was able to put in what I needed as far as description. I had your AI generate literally 4 to 6 different captions for it that I then put into the evergreen bucket, and I know it's recycling with different captions every single time. It's just a very easy way for me to get my marketing out there.
What an optimized system, because I never thought of it that way, especially for a food blog or any sort of business
Yeah,
that runs seasonally, like summer recipes, autumn recipes, like different food is in different
yeah,
seasons, right? So
right,
how can you
correct.
explain to somebody that's like, what on earth is an evergreen bucket? Like,
Uh,
do you explain that to somebody that maybe going in and posting manually on every single platform and trying to post once and then it's gone?
Well, you take a recipe, like I said, this marinated artichoke recipe that I've been working on for the past week. I'll put it into SmarterQueue. I'll assign it to an evergreen bucket. In this case, I think I assigned it to my evergreen spring bucket. And what happens is I can create separate captions for both Facebook and Instagram, but SmarterQueue automatically, because it knows it's evergreen, I put it in there one time and forever, next spring, the spring after that, whatever, it's automatically in the queue so that it will continue to show to my audience, whether it's a brand new post or whether it's a post that's been out there for, let's say, 5 years, 6 years, whatever it might be, until I decide to change and pull that post. So it's something that is there forever. One and done.
It's amazing. She can just make the content once, pull
Yep.
it in from your blog, and then it just keeps recycling over and over again. So you're getting new
Correct.
audiences, new subscribers, new people who will sign up for your things that you're going to be releasing.
Correct. Yeah.
Incredible. So what was that like, that shift for you from going into, you mentioned you went into the Meta suite before and then you were posting through there.
Yes.
What was the kind of major shift and difference to your business or your life that that had? You just posted it once and then letting it run.
I gained time. I mean, just it just made my life that much easier. I felt like I was going in and posting almost every day because I wanted something to always be happening on my site and in my socials, and I just can't do that. I don't think anybody really has the ability to go in and do that on a very consistent basis for very long. You need to gain back your time, and I'm a one-man show, and without having some of these tools in my back pocket, it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work for my lifestyle. So having SmarterQueue kind of be my best friend when it comes to my social media, it's the best thing ever.
And you mentioned the AI caption writer as well then. So how is that
Yeah.
working for you? Like a lot of different people have different strategies and techniques with it. What is the one that you use?
Well, kind of funny. It's a good question, Emma. Again, I'll have to kind of take you through my process. So if I have one post and I just put one caption into SmarterQueue, I then can click on just Facebook, and I do something different for Facebook than I'm going to do for Instagram. Because in Facebook, I really can put the link in the caption, which it allows me to do. But then I take it and use the AI caption writer, and I don't want hashtags, for example, in Facebook. So I can click that off and have it generate 4 different AI captions just for Facebook, and I will save them as part of that post. Then I'll click into Instagram. I'll change a few things because I've got another app connected to it that will send the recipe automatically. And I need to put different verbiage in Instagram than I do for Facebook. But then I'll go into the AI caption writer and I'll add the hashtags, and I can do up to 30 hashtags with it. And it will generate again another 4 to 6 captions that I put back into my post. And when I go to save it, I now have generated, I don't know, anywhere from, 8 to 12 different captions that are running evergreen for that specific post. It's fun. It's fun. And I can change the voice on it too. So usually I'm using the cheerful voice, but if I want to sound just friendly or professional or whatever, you can change the different voice on it, which is really fun.
It's really great to hear the way that you're using it. We've had some customers completely go into new markets with it because you can translate it to like perfect Dutch or Croatian as well.
Yeah,
It's
I'm sticking to the US market at the moment, so no, English only.
brilliant. So, is there like a particular post that you recommend for food bloggers to do? Do you have like what is your kind of posting plan set up like? Is it everything is on Evergreen, or do you have another setup? So, for somebody that's like, okay, I don't know where to start, I have a food blog, I want to automate, I'm burnt out, I'm posting. What would you recommend?
I don't have everything on Evergreen because I have some quote unquote pillar posts. So, for example, around Thanksgiving, I have a post that's all about how to thaw a turkey. So, that kind of thing, I don't necessarily want Evergreen, but I only want it in a specific time frame. So I have that set up for just a specific time frame. So I think I've got like 8 buckets that are evergreen, and those are all seasonal. So I have one seasonal spring evergreen and one just regular spring that's not evergreen, but I can just throw stuff in there when I need it. And I have each of those seasonal buckets set up so that they go, I want to say 3 times a week. They're all staggered. And so you're not quite seeing the same thing at the same time. I also have some posts that are evergreen all year round, and that's a separate bucket. So that's going as well in all of it. Every single day, I probably have 2 posts minimum that are scheduled. And I'm doing reels, like I said, and I am doing those currently not as evergreen posts, but just I'm scheduling them because I'm trying to see and play with the different lengths of the reels and the different things that I'm doing with the reels. I want to test them of just what I'm doing. So those are not really scheduled evergreen, but I think I'm going to set up another bucket that's just evergreen reels eventually when I get my posting, when I, not my posting, but when I get my, God, I can't think of the word, when I get actually the setup of the reel done and kind of the format, the template of the reel done, then I will go in and probably create another bucket just for the reels and have those go evergreen because most of them will be evergreen year round. But I think I've got something like 2 a day at least going out, some days 3 a day. And when I'm doing opt ins and things like that, they kind of fit in between everything else. So,
So it gives you the time as well to try new and learn new strategies because if you're
yeah.
going in and manually posting and thinking, okay, I'm on the hamster content wheel, I don't have the time to
Right,
learn how to do reels, shorts, TikToks. So you can like spread out and go to other platforms
right,
because you have your time back.
right. Correct. And the nice thing is, like for the reels, I can not only put it on Instagram, but I can also set it up to go to TikTok and go to YouTube. So it's kind of one and done once I get it all set up. And set up in SmarterQueue is very, very easy.
So helpful to have, isn't it? It's like you can just
Yeah,
start getting results without having to spend all the time doing it, try new things, experiment,
exactly.
get the analytics back.
Yeah, exactly. I can see what's working and what isn't working. I can see what people are interacting with or not interacting with. Looking at the analytics, it's nice. And I've actually been able to grow my Instagram account, not as much as I'd like to because I do need to get the reels going, but I know that people are interacting with the one-off posts, which I really, really like. It's fun.
So, looking ahead, you see yourself in the next few months, like adding reels, adding TikToks, and more video content and
Yes.
experimenting with that. Is there any
Yes.
other tips that you would give to food bloggers that are listening right now that may be overwhelmed and they don't know where to start?
Just start. Find a good program like SmarterQueue and use it. Have it be your best friend. It's in my list of everything that I do every time I publish a new post. And it literally takes me minutes to set up, and I can walk away. And my husband's always saying, "Oh, you posted something. You were with me doing something else. How did you post that?" I'm like, I've got a best friend. My best friend is SmarterQueue. It's
That's
great.
incredible. So for anybody that is listening, that's like, okay, I want to use SmarterQueue, I want to check it out, and you're thinking, okay, how much does this cost? That's the number one thing. What I would recommend to do is I'll put like in the description box here Gwen's referral code. And what that is there's a link. You can go to it. You can try out SmarterQueue completely free. There's no credit card needed, and you get 30 days to get a whole month to try it out. Make sure that you sign up with that link, because if you go to our main website, smarterq.com, then you'll only get 14 days. So this will be like the maximum that you can get anywhere, and definitely check it out. You can give it a try, you can set up Evergreen, you can pull everything in from your blog, and it will automatically get done, and there's no pressure and no strings attached. And where can we find you, Gwen, if people want to connect? Where's
Sure.
the place for them to go?
You can find me at asweetthyme.com, and thyme is spelled like the herb, Thyme.
Brilliant, brilliant. So if you like this video, find it helpful, comment on what you want to see next, and also like and subscribe. And we'll make the next video for you. Thank you so much, Gwen. That was really, really helpful.
Thank you, Emma.